Before we meet Carrick, maybe we should thank Odo for rescuing us.
Envoy, I thought you were on your way to meet Ambassador Carrick.
I wanted to thank you for your help back in the runabout. I wouldn't have made it out of there without you.
Oh, yes. You humanoids seem to regard shared danger as a bonding experience. You're welcome.
It's an amazing advantage you have to be able to assume any form at will. What made you decide on this one?
I find I get more respect from you humanoids in this form. I've met quite a few of your race in my time. Diplomats, consuls, delegates. You Tyrians certainly have a talent for bureaucracy. You're a patient species, though, I'll give you that.
I hope I'm not a disappointment to you then, Mr. Odo. Tyrian or not, patience has never been my strong suit.
A restless Tyrian? I'll have to keep my eye on you.
I ran into a Bajoran Vedic on the promenade. Wasn't the station supposed to be evacuated due to the plasma storm?
There was a problem with the Odessa, the last transport to Bajor. We had to pull them back in when their stabilizers failed. I was about to go over the passenger records.
We kind of already know where Carrick is. That's kind of redundant at the moment.
Your local bartender takes a great interest in galactic affairs.
Pork? I'll bet he does. The Scythians.
Yeah, he asked me to arrange some kind of meeting with them. He was very persistent.
I'm sure he was. A new Gamma Quadrant trade prospect. He's probably already calculated their export potential down to the last strip of latinum. I'd stay away from him if I were you. You let him get a foot in and he'll stick to you like a Thalosian nerve parasite. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to examine these passenger records.
We may as well speak to him while we can.
What is it now, Envoy?
Can you tell me when exactly the Scythian delegation ship arrived?
Approximately 72 hours ago. I've had a guard on their vessel ever since.
What made you place a guard on them? Is that standard protocol here at DS9 for first contact situations?
I don't take chances with this station's security, Envoy. Gamma Quadrant aliens aren't always what they seem to be. I'm sure the Ambassador must be wondering where you are.
I guess it's time to meet the Ambassador. And we go this way towards the habitat ring. And there is one reason why I'm exploring the ship at the moment. Mainly because half this game is pretty much a walking simulator, and we're going to be going back and forth a lot, so I'm going to be jumping back and forth. So it's just good to give you an idea of where things are.
Computer? What's my current location?
You are currently located in the habitat ring, level 11, section 6.
I think this is Carrick's quarters. And this looks like a force field. We're not going to go through here just yet. We will be going through there eventually.
Computer?
Wait a second.
Locate Ambassador Carrick.
Ambassador Carrick is located in Visitors Quarters 6A, in the habitat ring, level 11, section 6.
Oh.
Computer? Open the door to Habitat Room 6A.
Habitat Room 6A is inhabited. Visitors are requested to utilize the entry chime to request admission from the occupant.
I've already done that. No one answered.
By disregarding the entry chime, the occupant is demonstrating a desire to remain undisturbed. Visitors are requested to respect this request.
This is an emergency. Open the door.
Access denied. Guest privacy seal has been activated.
Computer, override the seal on visitors quarters 6A.
Please provide security access code.
Oh, great.
Incorrect code. Security access code is required to override guest privacy seal. Access denied.
Computer? Open the door to Habitat Room 6A.
Habitat Room 6A is inhabited. Visitors are requested to utilize the entry chime to request admission from the occupant.
Computer, who can authorize access to Room 6A?
Emergency access can be authorized from main security or by utilizing the current security override code.
Thanks a lot.
I guess we should probably go and see Odo right now.
Still can't find the ambassador?
I've just come from the ambassador's quarters. Something's wrong. He's not answering the door.
Computer, what is the location of Ambassador Carrig?
Ambassador Carrig is in Visitors Quarters 6A in Habitat Ring A.
He's still there.
He could be in dormancy. It is possible.
Computer, activate guest summons in VQ6A. Security override Delta 65 Red. Audio.
Activating.
That ought to rouse His Excellency. The Cardassians who built this station didn't take kindly to being ignored. Their guest summons could get the attention of a hibernating Tiberian sloth cat.
There is no response to the guest summons.
That's odd.
I tried to get in and check on him, but the door was sealed. Something's wrong.
You may be right. I'll check the...
Kira to security.
Odo here.
Odo, we've had an incident on level 19.
What is it, Major?
Carlton and I are working on the shield generators. We were using one of those old Cardassian particle torches, welding a cracked bulkhead. He put it down for a second, and it was... gone.
Gone?
I mean gone. Vanished. And we're the only ones down here. We'd have seen anyone come through the maintenance conduit after us. Could someone have beamed it out of here?
I'll check the security logs.
It was right there.
Stay put, Major. I'll get back to you. It appears you'll have to see to the ambassador yourself, Envoy. I'm overriding the privacy seal on his quarters. The access code is Omega 738.
Omega 738.
Use it to let yourself in. I'll join you there as soon as I can.
Okay, it's time to head back.
Computer? Open the door to Habitat Room 6A.
Habitat Room 6A is inhabited. Visitors are requested to utilize the entry chime to request admission from the occupant.
Computer, override the seal on Visitors Quarters 6A. Access code Omega 738.
Access granted. Habitat Room 6A is open.
Thank you, computer.
It's always nice to be polite. Now let's see what's happened to Carrig. Where is he? Oh dear. We can't do much else in this room, and that looks very humanoid.
Carrig.
What is that? It looks like his trousers have been pulled down, he's been shot naked. And we can't actually do anything. We can't examine anything or interact with anything, so... Can we even come back out? Yes, we can.
Don't move. And don't touch anything. What happened here, Envoy?
Yeah, we literally have just got here.
I just walked in. I think I found Ambassador Carrig, or what's left of him.
It's him, all right. Unless there was another Tyrian on board. Tyrian DNA particles. Not much left of his body structure. Whoever did this wasn't taking any chances. Odo to Cisco.
Go ahead, Constable.
I'm afraid our Scythian problem is more serious than we thought, Captain. Ambassador Carrick has been murdered.
Murdered? When did this happen?
From the looks of things, I'd say hours ago. I'm running a scan on the remains now.
Talk to me, Constable. What do we know? Suspects? Witnesses? Who found the body?
Envoy Bannock. He's here with me now. The body's at least 4 hours dead, Captain. I'll have to run a level 4 scan to learn more than that. But the plasma storm...
I'm aware of the sensor problems, Constable. But if you tell me that Carrick was killed after 1900 hours yesterday...
Then we've got a murderer on board. Major Kira?
Right. All ships at dock. Security lockdowns, now.
I'll get you those answers, Captain. Odo out.
What kind of weapon could have done this?
I'm reading considerable neutron disruption. Looks like a molecular inhibitor. Haven't seen one of these for a while. Messy, but effective.
Why would someone use a weapon like that?
To avoid detection, probably. The station's weapons sensors aren't configured to scan for inhibitors.
We've got to find the murderer. They can't get off the station during the plasma storm.
I can't determine the exact time of death from these readings. He could have been killed before the last evacuation transport left.
The murderer could still be aboard.
If he is, he's looking for an escape route. Or he has no idea what he's in for as a fugitive on my station. I don't like loose ends, Envoy. I'll find him. Believe me. Odo to Dax. Lieutenant, I'm feeding the tricorder readings directly into the main computer.
Got them. High levels of plasma disruption. Terrigen radiation again. That's strange.
Looks like traces of residual radiation on some of the personal effects, and a concentrated corrosive. The pad is thick with it.
Could be a data wipe.
Exactly. Someone wanted to cover their tracks. I'll route what's left of the pad data to Ops. Odo out.
He was unarmed, on a mission of peace. Why would anyone want to kill him?
Oh, I'm sure any of the usual humanoid reasons would have sufficed. Jealousy, greed, revenge. I'm always amazed at what humanoids consider motive for murder. You knew the ambassador. Did he have many enemies?
Well, me personally, I have no idea.
He was one of the most successful diplomats in the Corps, Mr. Odo. He had rivals all over the Federation, but none of them would resort to this.
No. Diplomatic adversaries usually attack with subspace communiques, not disruptors.
Maybe it wasn't anything to do with him, personally. It could have been his connections with the Scythians. Maybe he knew something, or had something of theirs, something someone wanted.
You may be right. But what could the ambassador have been carrying that would have been worth a man's life?
Cisco to Odo.
Odo here.
Constable, is the envoy still with you?
Yes, Captain. I believe we're through here.
Have him report to me in Ops on the double. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. You heard the Captain, Envoy. I'll see to it that Ambassador Carrick's remains are put in stasis. I'm sure your government will want to return them to his family.
But how did...
I'll want to interview you at length about this later, Envoy. But right now, Captain Cisco's requested your presence in Ops. I suggest you don't keep him waiting.
I guess we have no other choice at the moment. And we now have a mystery on our hands. But first, let's get to Ops. Oh. Hello? They don't look very talkative, and they looked rather shocked. Maybe we'll get to chat to these guys later. Or girls.
Computer. Ops.
Oh, where did that come from? I wasn't there just a second ago.
Captain, Ambassador Carrick has been murdered.
Yes, Envoy. This puts us in a serious situation.
You could say that again.
Tell me everything, please, Captain.
We don't know who killed Carrick or why. We don't know if the killer got what he wanted or is still on the station, or whether or not this incident is linked with the Scythians.
Well, we don't actually know any of this.
Go on, Captain.
We have to open communications with the Scythians. They may know something about the murder. They almost certainly know something about the drone attack.
Again, we don't actually know anything.
Go on, Captain.
Don't lose sight of the main threat. Another, deadlier drone attack. The clock is ticking, Envoy. Now, regarding Carrick's murder.
Can we help? I guess we can. There's not many other people on the station.
I have security training, Captain. Anti-assassin precautions. Incident investigation, level 4. Maybe I could...
Anti-assassin training? Level 4.
Yes, sir.
Envoy, I'm somewhat,
The captain's a little surprised, Bannock, but pleased, I'm sure. Unusual pursuits for a Tyrian.
Perhaps you could be of use, Bannock. Cisco to Odo.
Odo here.
Constable, Bannock has volunteered to aid in your investigation. He has some training.
Whatever you say, Captain. He can begin by analyzing Carrick's log entries. Someone went to great trouble to obliterate them. They almost succeeded. Lieutenant Dax is trying to salvage them now.
Yes, Constable. Cisco out. You heard what Odo said. Good. If you're going to assist in security matters, you might need this. It's a standard issue Starfleet phaser, Bannock. You know how to use one, I take it?
Yes.
Good. Second, there is the matter of the Scythians.
What is the problem with the Scythians?
Communicating with them is the problem, Envoy. They challenge our notions of language and our patience.
Our notions of language? What do you mean, Captain?
You'll have to meet them, Envoy, and see for yourself.
There have been cases of different alien species with different ways of, I'd say, using their language, which has caused some barriers in the past. It's been there in The Next Generation and in Deep Space Nine a few times. So it's nothing really new for us.
I'll do what I can, Captain.
Good. I'm appointing you acting ambassador in Carrick's place. You have full authority to negotiate with the Scythians. We're counting on you, Envoy. I mean, Ambassador. I'd like you to take a look at Ambassador Carrick's last report. Lieutenant Dax will make it available to you.
I'll route it to a monitor for you.
Finally, of course, there is the matter of the drones.
Any new developments in that situation?
Yes. The drones are beginning to come through the wormhole again, Bannock. A whole new design. Lieutenant Dax can give you the details. That's all.
I just noticed that there was an option there saying the drones are your problem. That probably wouldn't have been the most ideal choice. Anyway, let's speak to Dax.
Envoy. Ambassador. Bannock, I'm sorry about what happened to Carrick.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I appreciate your concern.
Well, over the years I've seen death. Husbands, wives, mentors, friends. It's never easy to accept.
Yeah, she is a Trill, and for those who don't know, she has a life form inside of her which, when I'd say the host body, which is probably a bad thing to say these days, considering what's going on politically. But yes, they're basically symbiotes, where there's two life forms joined together, and when the, shall we say, host dies, the being inside lives on in another body. So yeah, she's lived, how many lives has she lived now? It's 8 or 9, I believe.
You've lived how long?
Hard question to answer simply. My host, Jadzia, is 29 years old. My symbiont, Dax, is over 400. I'm a Trill, Bannock. Some of us, a select few, are joined with a symbiont. I may look like a young woman to you, but inside me is a very old worm with many lifetimes worth of memories. We can talk more about that later. You need something?
Yes, Captain Sisko mentioned something about the drones.
Yes, they're beginning to reappear. A new type of vessel, but the same pattern. One appears through the wormhole every 3 minutes or so.
Okay, she explained things a bit more succinctly than I can. But if you do want to know more information, Google is your friend. There is lots more information I can ever give you.
These drones are configured differently?
Yes, more powerful, more phaser resistant, I think. The data is sketchy so far.
Sketchy? Why?
The plasma storm is up 20%. Sensor range is almost nil. Plus, they're keeping well out of range. Dax to Carlton. Dax to Ensign Carlton. Carlton, respond. That's odd. Dax to...
Carlton here, Lieutenant.
Ensign, have you finished modifying the sensor phase variants?
Yeah, with wideband modulation. No luck at double scan.
Don't waste time with that. Go to factor 10 and...
But the scan rate,
We can compensate with a focus sweep matrix.
key to a metaline structure.
Right. Use latinum. It's distinctive and certainly rare enough around here. Except at Quarks.
I'll try it, Lieutenant. Carlton out.
Well, that answers that.
What did all that mean?
What Carlton said was, we don't have a visual of the drones yet, and we won't for a while. They're being considerably sneakier, Bannock. It worries me.
The same pattern, you say? So...
They'll continue to build up their strike force, unit by unit, until a trigger vessel arrives. Then they'll attack all at once. If they're following the same programming sequence as the last ones did. Which seems to be the case so far.
How many drones are circling the station now?
5.
When will they attack, do you think?
The big question. I can't say for sure, of course, but with a few educated guesses based on the latest data, matrixed with a calculated hunch, I'd say you have about an hour to coax some helpful facts out of our Scythian friends.
And if I don't?
We'll need every able person to help defend the station in about an hour.
And if I do?
You might find a way to stop this useless war, Bannock.
Thanks, Lieutenant.